Alright guys, hello and welcome back. I'm going to try to catch you up on this newer video that I'm just starting. I've been doing some probing and testing around off camera, just trying to make up a little bit of time. And I put on this RAM board, and long story short, I had the Fluke hooked up to this, and I was using the ROM board from the first set that I'm trying to repair. This is the one that had the dead chip right there, remember. And the soundboard that I'm using is the known good soundboard from the two board set that I did. And the thing I did do with this one is I undid the mod. I undid it and put it back the way that it was, because this is for black and white only. This is going in a black and white. Now if you wanted to do color, all you have to do, if you want this to be a colored board set, is reconnect that pin right there to that ground spot, and it'll be a color game. So yeah, but I put it back to the way that it was, because that one is going to be used in black and white exclusively. Okay, so anyway, this one I put it on the Fluke. It has two bad RAMs, one right here, one right here. So I got the gun out and I'm going to remove those two. Okay. And I've done some probing around on other boards, and this ROM board I haven't done really anything to. I haven't done anything to that. The RAM board right there goes to this set. Okay. This one is bad news. This board right here I plugged in, and I was probing around, and I'm like, man, a lot of these chips are no good. This one's bad. Bad, bad, bad. 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 And this is just preliminarily poking around on this thing. And then I touched these, and I was like, oh my gosh, those are fire hot. This thing, the jumpers are completely wrong on this board set. So I have to go through and change all of the jumpers basically to factory jumper settings. I don't know what's going on here, but somebody went through and replaced and removed and redid all of these jumpers on this board. So I'm going to have to go through and redo the whole thing, and then these ROMs may have burned out. They were so hot. So yeah, I don't know. Okay. This one definitely has a bad chip right here. That's a 161. And I have not messed with either of these boards. So just this one, I popped this one on, and it definitely had a bad 161. So I got some work to do on those. I'm going to replace these two. I'm trying to get one working set. I'm trying to get just one working set right now, so that I can have stuff to swap in and test various single boards, you know. So I'm just trying to get one set to work. And hopefully I'm almost there. So I'm going to replace these two RAMs and see where that gets us. That was the Fluke told me that these two were bad. So, all right, I got those two RAMs removed, and then I got to looking at this socket right here, and I can tell this socket is no good. You see how these pins are kind of rusted and corroded, and they're pushed in, kind of bent inwards. Yeah, that socket's got to be replaced. And I removed this cap prior. That's that tantalum cap. I removed it for testing because I didn't want it to blow up. So I'll put a new cap in there, and I'm going to replace this socket. And I got these 2 rams removed. So, alright, I'll get this guy out of here. Alright, there we go. 2 rams removed, socket removed, new socket, new cap, new sockets. I'm going to clean the board up a little bit. It was dirty. It's still a little bit dirty, but I cleaned the flux off and stuff. Alright, I'm going to get this thing put back together and put the fluke back on it. And hopefully our rams are now, well, I got to put a couple rams in it. And hopefully it tests out okay. Alright, I got the fluke back on it. This thing tests good now in the RAM. I can do RAM checks all day long and they're good. I took, remember those out of that one ROM board where it had the jumpers all goofed up and the chips got super fire hot when I was testing that board? I put those ROMs in this board. These ROMs are all dead. They're just giving me random garbage every time I try to read them. So, yeah, these ROMs are dead. So, that's whatever that board, just having all of this jumper nonsense done to it, killed them. So, very strange. Anyway, so I'm kind of pulling my hair out a little bit because I can check my RAMs good and everything. I can read ROMs when I have those ROMs in them. Those ROMs are good. But I'm thinking maybe this needs a different ROM set. So I went to put this ROM set in here and these ROMs are dead. So I don't know. I know the soundboard is good. The game I/O board is good. This board seems to be okay. And the only question mark left is the ROM board. Is it the ROMs that I'm using? Is it? I don't know. So I'm just putting different ROMs in here and seeing what happens. But these ones are dead. Alright, well this could be a major development. I'm doing ROM checks and it appears that I've reversed the positions. So I think I need to swap these 2 chips. Alright, no, actually, if I were to swap those, they would be wrong. I did this wrong. I'm trying to figure out what I did. Because when I checked, I had this marked 41, this marked 42 on the other board set. Okay? So, somehow, I don't know exactly how it happened, but this was correct. These are incorrect. 41 and 42 are backwards on this set. This set is right. This is actually 42, and this is 41. I don't know how I did that, but I have been pulling my hair out over this, not understanding why it's not working, because everything seems to be the way it should. This board is working as far as the RAM. I know the soundboard is good because I've repaired it. And I can't find anything wrong with this. I found a bad part here. This part was bad, remember. But that was it. And other than that, everything looked good. Well, it took me putting a different ROM set in here and verifying them with the fluke to realize that I mismarked these. These were backwards. 41 and 42 were flip-flopped. Wow, what a mess. What an absolute mess. I'm still confused on how I did that, to be honest. And when you make a mistake like that and you're 100% positive in your head that you've done everything right, you don't second guess yourself to thinking maybe this is wrong, maybe I messed this up. But that's exactly what I did, is I made a mistake in flip-flopping two ROMs with the positions. If you remember, going back to the beginning of this video, I said I was going to go do ROM ident on these to get ranges and the numbers of the chip versus the ranges because I didn't know where they went in the board. That was the purpose of doing this, and I tripped myself up by making a mistake. Goodness gracious. But these ROMs right here are all dead. That killed those. Powering those up like that killed them. So, yeah, those are dead. They just give me random nonsense every time I try to read them. But yeah, there you go. So this one's good to go. So now I know I have a working RAM board. This board right here that I pulled these ROMs off of, they go in this board, and I know this one has a bad chip right here. I think I've already pointed that out. So I'm going to put these ROMs back in this board because these ROMs belong in this board. But I'm going to flip-flop 42 and 41. And then if it works, then I know for a fact that board is good to go. All right. Yeah, see? 41 and 42, they're actually flip-flopped. Yeah. Okay, so this does not go with this. I'm going to put the proper RAM board on here and I'm going to put this set completely together as it is with those two boards right there. And then these two boards are going back to where they go. All right, I got this board back together. Remember, this is the one where I had thought there were RAMs that were bad, but it was a voltage issue. Remember that. Well, I've since redid my supply to where the voltages are not exceeding anymore. So they're right where they should be. I've got that board here, the RAM, and the sound I/O board. This is the complete set as it was. And you can see it's running fine. And it's inverted the other way. Remember the on the other one, the black and white, the top is over here. Well, on the color, the top is over here, which is strange, but that's just the way it is. So this is actually a color game, so I'm going to put this over onto the color monitor. You can see here it's got the color proms that I programmed. So let me go ahead and put that on the color monitor. Okay, I switched over to the color monitor and there it is. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, it looks perfect. Color monitor. All right, now sounds, I know there's sound issues. So I think what I want to do is, well, let's turn this off. I want to flip this thing around. And let's actually just take the soundboard off of it, put the rest of it up. This board works, and this board works. We need to work on that audio game board, and I know it doesn't work. I think what I'll do is I'll test the controls and make sure the controls work and all that. but we're going to have to do the usual work on these on the soundboard. And I believe this thing has a comparator in the place of where the amp goes. I'll point that out. But let me get this thing all taken apart. Okay. So here we are with this one, and you can see like what I just went through with the other one. This one has that same mod to make it color. Right here. Remember how that one pin was grounded? That's the same thing there. So that makes it that converts it to color. But and the controls worked. I don't know if I said that, but the controls worked just fine. But I had removed this a while back and looked under here because I already knew that there was no sound at all. There's no amplification at all. So I removed this heatsink. This is an LM339. That is like a comparator or an amp of some sort. It's not an audio amp. It's a comparator, I think. It's either a comparator or it's an op amp, or a combination of both. I don't know, but that's not the correct part. So I would imagine that's probably dead. So we'll put the proper amp in and see what we get. Alright, and that is the proper part. LM377. So we'll go ahead and hook it back up and see if we get any amp pop. All the sounds are there and present. I had to run the ground wire over to here. You always have to do that. I think it's looped. You can just leave that there. Make sure that that's connected. It's ground. Yeah, so all the sounds are good. I heard every sound. So all the controls are good. The sounds are good. Here's a working complete board set. So what I will do is set up the camera and we'll play a game of this, and hopefully I'll be able to shoot the flying saucer and everything. I'm running a little low on LM3900, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this one a good 3-hour run test, and I'm not going to replace them if they're not bad. Yeah, because I'm running really low on those, so lower than I thought. I'm going to have to order about 100 of them stupid things. Anyway, you know what I want to do? Let's put this back in there and see if we get sound. I'm curious, with an LM33 or 339, will you get sound out of this? I don't think so. Let's give it a shot. It's a 339, and you know what, to even be fair, I've got a ton of these that are brand new. We'll try this one, and if this one doesn't work, I'll put one of my new ones in. LM339. Okay, I put the 339 back in. Let's coin it up and give it a shot. Nope. No sound. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm not going to bother putting one of mine in there. This is not a sound amp. It's not an audio amp. This, however, is. And yes, it's in the right way. Very good. All right, I'll set the camera up and we will go ahead and turn the lights down and play us a game of space potatoes. Or is that Space Invaders? Good enough. Turn off the lights a little bit. Making one shot out of this. And fire it up. Okay. And let it come up a little bit. Here we go, coining up. What a shot! Oh, you got me. All right, one more game. Uno mas gamo. This game is fun. Damn it. Jerk. Oh! I didn't realize they were that low. One more game. One more. I did not realize they were about to land on me. Jerks. Get off my planet. Anyway, that's going to do it. La, 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 la. All right. 'Tis it. Space Invaders. Color. All right. Yeah, this is not Space Invaders Part 2. This is regular old Space Invaders. That kind of... Uh-oh. Why is it saying I got credits? All right, hold up a second. Is it going to credit up by itself? I'm going to sit here and watch this for a little bit, and if it credits up by itself, that would be an issue. I will come back in a few minutes after I watch this for a while. I don't know if that was just from me having it coined up before or not. I don't know. So let me watch this for a little bit. Okay, yeah, I just rewatched that last video, and the last time I coined this up, I gave it 3 credits. So it did not credit up by itself. And I watched about 5 minutes of my video, and this thing has not credited up. So yeah, that was me. That was a me thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put another score on this thing, and then I'm going to let it run for another 3 hours. That's going to do it for this repair. And speaking of, you know what? I do the run test. I let it run for 3 hours. Then I come out and I play it again. And if it plays good, then I call it good. This set right here, I let run for 3 hours, and I came back out and I played it, and the sound was off. It was strange, and the sound that it makes when you get destroyed was gone, and I had to replace this chip right here. That chip went bad. So yeah, it died in the run test. So that's what I do. I let it run for 3 hours, then I come out and I play it again. And usually I like to put a high score on. That'll tell me if it ever resets. I'll come out and I'll check for the high score, and then I'll play it again and make sure it still works the way it should, and then I shut it down and call it good. So that's what I'm going to do. And if one of these 3900s or whatever fail in the next 3 hours, I'm not going to make another video about that. I'll just fix it and then call it good. So that's going to do it. I'll go ahead and upload this one. And boy, hey, and it's my birthday today too, guys. Today, May 24, is my 51st birthday. So happy birthday to me. And I'm very happy that I got that ROM situation figured out, because that was a disaster. That was really giving me the irks big time. Anyway, all right. That's going to do it. Space Invaders. See y'all on the next Space Invaders Classic Arcade Repair. There's still a lot to do. 3 more sets. We got 3 more sets, and I got to finish all the power supplies. All right. See you next time.